loads and loads of businesses. Why did you come into property? And loaded question here, why did you pick Mastermind?
Cool, very good. So approaching it in two halves. So why property? I grew up on the buildings. So the first self-employed job that I had working for somebody else was I contracted at 15 to be a labourer.
Yeah,
and then I worked.
That's hard work, that.
Yes, yeah. Well, labouring was hard. The worst thing I ever did was floor screeding.
Right.
So shoveling 20 to 40 tonne of sand into a pump for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
5, 6, well, minimum 6 days a week. Absolutely. We used to say they should do it for community service. I'm not even joking. You could. I don't think you're even humanly allowed to do to pump gear anymore, because you've got machines that do it and stuff.
Yeah.
But I did that for years, and like alongside my degree, and then alongside starting the business in the holidays. So that was hard graft. But I've always been around the buildings. I broke a record when I did my work placement at uni, and that was the first job I ever had. And I got featured won an award for breaking sales records, and they put me in the national company newspaper. This was my Toys R Us experience.
Right, yeah.
It's gone downhill and close since
well, since you've left, obviously.
Yeah, it's gone to the wall. And
if only they'd listened to you, Dan.
They should have done, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, you can see why that business failed. Like, anyway, in the newspaper article, they said, where do you think you'll be or what do you want to do when you leave university? I said I'll most likely move consistently into entrepreneurship, and I'll probably go into property. And I just said it as a flip comment.
Right, okay.
But then I remember saying it, and I remember reading it, I remember thinking, I'd really like that to be the case. I'd really like to go back into business. So I'd take my business background as an entrepreneur, my experience of being on the buildings, because construction as a creator is good fun, build something out of nothing. Yeah. I like being on site, things like that. So I sort of put the two together, and then wanted to go into property. When I went back to university, I'd saved some money up, and I wanted to take the money out of the clothing business, move it into property. But my dad kept saying to me, like, it's the wrong time. This is like 2000 and I'd have to check the exact dates. 2006, 2007, 2008, and he was just like, it's the wrong time, completely the wrong time. I was even looking at deals to buy, and he said it's the wrong time. The market then crashed, and in 2011, it had flattened out enough that I thought, right, it's not going to go any further south. If I'm going to move, you only get this opportunity once every 10, 20 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Now's the time to move.
Yeah.
So I bought my first, I used all of my cash, an overdraft, did a joint venture with a friend, bought this first property, converted it into a HMO. I did the accelerator. Yeah. Went and bought a 5-bed HMO, made my money back, which basically paid for the accelerator. Bought it for 82, spent 18 on it, in for 100, made £1,000 a month for 18 months while we sold it, flipped it at 140, so we made 52 grand in like 18 months. I was like, that is good money. Yeah.
And it's not full time either, is it?
No, I was running the clothing company. Yeah. At that time, and then I was like, well, obviously Mastermind is a no-brainer. I'd done the accelerator first. Yeah. And I got into the PIN through I went to a PIN meet. No, I read your book. Right. Somebody recommended your book. In my head, I'm just drawing the marketing campaign now. I'm like, I read the book. I went to the PIN meeting.
It's all luck. It's all luck, Dan.
Went to the one day.
Coincidence.
Yeah, it's. I
think, was I still doing the one days then, or did someone else present it?
Yeah, you were doing them.
Well, okay, right.
This was a long time ago. It's like 2012, maybe? 9, 10. I did Mastermind in 11.
Okay. Oh, time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've known each other 10 years.
Yeah, it must be 10 years now, yeah. Wow.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I should have got your card. So yeah, I did PIN, did the accelerator, got the one deal, and then I was like, right. And on the first day of Mastermind, I said to you, right, I'm going for this. Like, I'm actually going to nail this. I'm going to sell my company. And I stood up on the mic, like, real proud. I'm going to sell my company. I'm going to go in property. And your like immediate feedback was like, well, don't sell your company. You can milk a cow forever, but you can only kill it once. Yeah. Don't sell your company. Do this as well. Yeah. So I was like, right, well, that's fine. I haven't got the money from selling the company, so I've got no money and no time because I still got this other business. So I built the team up there, allowed me to step back. Yeah. And then taking all the knowledge we had in business, all the experience that we got from Mastermind. We did 18 HMOs in the first year. We broke the record at the time.
You were top performer. Was it 10 grand a month you were making at the end of the year or something?
Yeah, we made 168 grand. We did 18 deals, made 168 grand. And broke the record, got top performer and broke the record for the most amount made up to that point, I mean, it's been smashed
That's been
out the park,
smashed,
man.
yeah. But you did pretty well.
Yeah.
You did pretty well.
So that was Mastermind, and I'm so glad I did it. Like, without
Yeah.
doubt. When you talk about being lucky as well, I was walking around yesterday thinking, how did I actually get into property? And like, imagine like sliding doors. You make those decisions that
Yeah.
I wanted to go into property because I was talking. Yeah, you see where it takes you. So it was timing for me. It was like the bottom of the market. I've earned my stripes now. Going into this next gold rush of 2020 to 25, we're going.
And I think
again.
it's going to be a great opportunity next 5 years because the market, I think, is going to come down a bit, as I said, and then when it, there's great scope. But actually, I think when it's coming down is a really good time to buy, as long as you're buying for the long term, because when it's coming down, it's easier to negotiate discounts, and there's fear that it might come down further. Whereas when it hits the bottom and everyone knows it's going up, I think it's harder. It's not impossible, but it's harder to negotiate discounts because owners are optimistic that their property might be worth more, so they want to hang on to it.
Yeah, definitely. And even worse, so my strategy now is I'm moving more towards the building my net wealth asset side of things. I'm buying easy assets like blocks of flats, vanilla buys. My blocks of flats that sit in the background, tenants live there for years. My single lets.
Yeah.
There's just they don't cash. They make 200 quid a month, 250 quid a month per unit or whatever. But they sit in the background. They go up in value. I don't worry about them. They're amazing. So my plan is to really go into that space more. And worst case scenario, that prices will stay the same for a little period. They might even go down, but worst case scenario, they don't go down at all. I'm buying like 100 grand houses that rent for like 600 to 700 quid a month, make minimum £250 a month cash flow. Finance is cheap,
Finance is very
cash
cheap,
in.
yeah.
So doing those deals, even if the properties don't go down in this time of like Brexit and recession, as soon as the market starts picking up and we see reflexivity again, and the papers say property boom,
exactly,
they're going to go up. So they don't even have to go down to go up.
No, exactly.
Even if they worst case scenario they stay the same, we buy loads now. The next lift will be the next lift.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
and if they do go down, as long as they make cash flow, what's the problem?
Well, that's it.
Holding long term, right?
Like pound cost averaging. Someone said to me the other day, that sounds like I think kind of on Facebook or a networking meeting. Someone said, well, it sounds like a stupid strategy. If you know property is going to go down, why are you buying them?
Well, we don't know it's going to go down.
Yeah.
Well,
I was sort of projecting.
Right.
I was sort of they might not go down.
Yeah.
I was sort of saying property prices are going to go, and they were like, well, why on earth are you going to pay 100 grand for a house that might go down to 95? I was like, well, if it goes down to 95, I'll go and buy another 5 because it's like it's pound cost averaging. It's
exactly. Yeah.
You don't sell on the way down, you buy on the way down, and then sell on the way up if you ever sell.
So you sold quite a few properties over the years. Are you now changing that to wanting to hold on to everything?
We've just finishing selling our last few HMOs. We're just selling the last portfolio of HMOs. And my strategy is now more net wealth. So it's like I'm playing the long game. So in a reasonably fortunate position. Like it's exactly 13 is my lucky number, which is when you talk about things being lucky, it's like in fact, why did I just say that? Because it's 17. Yeah,
you're just making it up, aren't you, Dan?
Yeah. I am. Yeah. So it's 17 years. So I'm 50 in 13. No, I'm 33 now.
Yeah. So in 17 years, you're going to be 50. Yeah.
And it just so happens that a lot of these things that I've started to put together work over a 17-year period.
Right,
so I've done a director's ISA. So I've done a creative deal with a director's ISA where you put money in, lend it back to yourself, draw the interest.
Yeah.
Over 17 years, that'll equal X. 50 single lets will be 10 grand a month. So that's just that it all just falls together.
Yes.
And my plan now is all about playing the long game. Last few years I started to like experience the thing of having money and spending money, so supercars and like and it just didn't work for me at all.
You also keep breaking down your supercars, don't you?
It was just ridiculous. Like I've tried that game. I don't want to play that game.
So that's why you're on a fairly mediocre budget now, because you're not spending lots of money on cars.
Without a doubt, yeah. I'm gonna do a funny post at some point about how much that R8 cost me per mile that I actually drove it. Through depreciation, repairs, breakdowns, fuel, it was ridiculous.
So I won't tell you that because you'll know who they are, and I don't want to. But some very good friends of mine, they invested in a restaurant, right? Yeah. And they're in the property world, and they thought, it'd be great, we could take clients there for lunches, and they did a little of that. And unfortunately, for various reasons, the business failed. They weren't running it; someone else was running it for them. And they said, what seemed like a great idea, buying this restaurant. They worked out every meal they went there probably cost them about $1.5 grand.
Yeah. It's a passion purchase, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
exactly.
It doesn't make any business sense at all. So I'm just playing the long game now, and